Okay, let's talk about a word. A really simple, everyday word. A word like gray. Seems pretty boring, right? But what if I told you that hiding inside its basic dictionary entry is this incredible story about how language works? Today, we're going to put just one word under the microscope and see what secrets it's hiding. This is going to be fun.
So here's what we're doing in this explainer. We're going to take the dictionary entry for gray, and we're going to treat it like a clue in a detective story. We'll pull it apart, piece by piece, to find the bigger story that's hiding in plain sight.
And here's our plan of attack. First, we'll look at how gray can actually be 3 different kinds of words. Then, we'll dig into some of the other details hiding in there. After that, we'll see how it connects to a whole web of other words. And stick around for the last part, because we're going to decode a mysterious clue involving the number 850.
All right, let's jump right in. First off, the word gray is a bit of a shapeshifter. It doesn't just have one job in a sentence, it can actually do 3 different things.
You can see it laid out right here. Gray can be a noun, the actual name of the color, like in, I like the darker color of gray. It can also be an adjective that describes something, like a gray whale. And here's the cool one. It can even be a verb, an action, like when someone says their hair is starting to gray. So right away, we see this one little word is way more flexible than you might think.
Okay, so that's its different jobs, but that's just scratching the surface. A really good dictionary entry is like a user manual for a word, and the little details, well, that's where the good stuff is.
First up, the age-old question. Do you spell it with an A or an E? Well, the dictionary solves it for us. Gray with the A is the go-to in the US, while gray with the E is the British way. Simple as that. Same word, just dressed a little differently depending on where you are.
And then you get this. These are phonetic guides. Now, you don't have to know what IPA means to get the point here. The takeaway is the amazing level of detail. They're not just telling you what it means, they're showing you the exact scientific way to say it. How cool is that?
All right, so words don't exist in a vacuum. They're all connected in this huge, invisible network. And our little dictionary entry for gray actually gives us a map of its little corner of that network.
And this is where the word starts to mean more than just a color. It blossoms into a concept. Think about it. A gray area isn't about color, it's about uncertainty. Grayscale is fundamental to art and tech. It's even connected to a totally different word, silver. Every one of these connections just adds another layer to its story.
And this is where our little investigation takes a very interesting turn. At the bottom of the entry, you find these category tags. You see the obvious ones. Nouns, colors, adjectives, verbs, make sense. But then, there's this weird one. BE 850. What is that? It's not like the others. It's a code. It's our next big clue.
Which brings us to the grand finale. The final piece of the puzzle. That strange little tag, BE 850, is about to unlock the biggest story that this simple word has to tell us. The dictionary lays it out right there. Gray's on the basic English 850 list. And boom, that one sentence changes everything. This tells us the word gray wasn't just observed in the wild, it was chosen. So what's the deal with this number, 850? Well, it's not random. It's very specific. It refers to a special list of just 850 words. This system, called Basic English, was created to be a super simplified version of the language, using just the most essential words to get by. And that's the big reveal. Our humble word, gray, is officially one of the core building blocks of the entire English language. Think about that. Out of hundreds of thousands of words, someone, somewhere, decided that gray was so fundamental that it absolutely had to make the cut for this essential vocabulary. It's not just a color, it's a foundational idea.
So, we started with just a color, and we ended up with a whole curated system for language. It just proves that if you look close enough, even the most ordinary things can have these extraordinary stories baked right into them. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing stories are just sitting there, hiding in the simple things we see every single day?